Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Happy day before Friday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Primetime Local News. Connor Chan, Elise Darwish here. Lots on the go today for the show, including our question of the day. What was your first car, and what are some memories that you have? What was yours?
My first car, I think it was called a Ford Escort. It was like a 1990. It was just this old red car that my dad basically gave me, and it was just, I just drove it until it died on the road.
Gave no more.
Yeah, it was very old, and it got me to school and back, and that's all it needed to
My
do,
first car was identical to my sister's. It was a 2010 Hyundai Accent.
Oh, that's a good
actually.
first car.
Yeah.
2010.
My sister
not
had
bad.
a 2009 actually,
Yeah.
so it was just, mine was just a little newer than
A little
hers.
newer.
But,
Did you have it for a while?
Yeah, I did
That's
until
good.
I had to write it off.
Yeah.
But we'll have more coming up later. If you want to chime in our question of the day, make sure you check out our social medias either on Facebook or Twitter. We'd love to hear your comments, and we'll get to those later on into the show.
Well, roads behind the Lloyd Mall were flooded today because of a water line break. 52nd Ave around 41st and 42nd Street was underwater this morning due to the break, forcing water to be turned off and drinking water advisory to be put in place at Hemstock Assisted Living, Heartstone Place, and Points West Living. However, the water in private residences is unaffected by the break, and vehicles and pedestrians are asked to avoid 52nd to 56th Avenue and 39th Street to 34th Street while crews work to fix the problem and contain the water. The city was unable to provide a timeline for how long it would take to clean up the water. And the City of Lloydminster is hosting an open house next Thursday regarding the property assessments that were sent out last month. Residents will have a chance to talk to city assessment employees to answer any general questions they may have about their value of their homes.
And the purpose of it is just, it's another resource that we offer to our property assessment people to give them an opportunity to come in and speak to the assessors to have any questions or concerns addressed.
The open house is an opportunity to discuss further information about the value of the property that they may not have known before.
Typically, it's they're just mainly want to talk mostly about their assessed value of their property. Some people feel it's too high or too low. And most people use it as an opportunity to sit with the assessors to discuss the information that we have on file for their property and give it an opportunity to update the information.
The open house will be in this council chambers at City Hall from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information regarding property assessments, you can head to lloydminster.ca/taxes. And in honor of International Women's Day, a conference was held for women in business to learn different tips about running a business. And Abby St. John attended the event to learn more about what women had to say.
This event gave women in business an opportunity to share the experiences they have had and to offer up any advice for women starting out.
It's great to be able to just celebrate women and see, women are some of the hardest working people out there that, balance so many things between families and kids and businesses. So it's great just to have the opportunity to get women together and share experiences and talk about what things are relatable with each other.
The conference consisted of a panel of women entrepreneurs sharing what they have learned by owning a business.
Just to share with other women what my experience in business has been, with the hopes that for other people who are just entering a business or are looking at entering a business, that they can kind of maybe learn from some of my failures and hopefully as well some of my successes. And also for me, I learned a lot from the other people on the panel and the other attendants. So it's a great event to get some professional development.
The event was put on by Startup Lloydminster and Red Bicycle Communications in order to learn from different women who have gone through the failures and successes from running a business.
We were really excited to host this event. We were brainstorming with Jill from Red Bicycle just about a bunch of different things, and this was something that kind of came up in those conversations, and we saw the value in people, getting people together, learning from entrepreneurs in our community, hearing their successes, hearing their failures, because they're just as important and help you grow just as much.
Abby St. John, Primetime Local News.
And this Saturday, Dr. Neki Jamal from Wayside Dental Center heads out to Guatemala on a dental trip. Dr. Jamal has gone on numerous trips over the years to different locations, and this is his 5th trip to Guatemala, where he, alongside other dentists, get to offer their help and services.
We go there, we bring toothbrushes and toothpaste, and we bring all of our dental equipment, and we do fillings. We do white fillings and silver fillings, and we pull a lot of teeth, unfortunately, but there's a lot of infection. And
these types of dental trips help remind him what he was trained to do.
this is my job at its core, to get people out of pain and to make smiles. And no better place to do it than across the world, where people have never even seen a dentist, and you're really able to help the most people in the shortest amount of time.
Dr. Jamal recently returned from a dental and optometry trip to Costa Rica.
All right, as we had a look at your weather forecast right now, -14 for us currently right now in the border city with some cloud and sunshine mix. We are expecting a bit of snow tomorrow, up to possibly 3 centimeters, mainly in the morning tomorrow, and then overnight it'll be starting to die down as we head on to the rest of the gorgeous week. 7 degrees back in 1988 was our record high, and our record low was -37 back in 2003. Take a look at that satellite radar map. There's a bit of cloud coverage coming into the Lloydminster area and all the Lakeland region here. As you can see on the screen here, with all that snow that's expected in the next 24 hours or so. No, the only snowfall warning, it's out way out more west, but Edmonton did get some snow earlier today, and then we are expected to get some snow, about a 50% chance that we'll get some precipitation tomorrow morning and then into the evening as well. Take a look at current temperatures. -14 for us here in Lloydminster, -11 in Edmonton, -11 in Athabasca, -12 Red Deer, -10 in Rocky Mountain House, -4 out in Jasper, -11 in Saskatoon, -14 in North Battleford, -13 in Prince Albert, -11 in Cold Lake and Meadow Lake. As we head at some regional temperatures, go a little bit more in depth. -16 overnight in North Battleford, but that wind chill is going to make it feel more like -22, -9 tomorrow with some flurries there, but feels more like -16 with the wind. -13 overnight in Cold Lake, but that wind chill will make it feel more like -19, -7 the daytime high tomorrow, but it's going to feel more like -13, and also they'll get some snow as well. For us here in Lloydminster, -16 overnight, -10 the daytime high, but it's going to feel more closer to -18 with that wind coming in from the west with some snow there. 50% chance there on Friday, as you see on the graphic. Then Saturday, -8 degrees, excuse me, with some sunshine there. -7 on Sunday with sun and cloud mix. It's still going to be a pretty cold weekend with those wind chills, but we'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Well, you may call it a hoodie or call it a bunny hug. And in this week's Ag Report, Gerard Lampo meets a Marwayne producer who is putting a practical spin on a furry fashion statement.
The game of Monopoly may have tossed the thimble, but the art of sewing is not lost on this farming fix that has come of age.
Yeah, sewing quite a bit. Sewed lots. First married, and then when I had my boys, been doing quite a bit of sewing. We got making these hoods, and I did a bunch of dog toys for a few years. And
Janice Seville ranches with her family near Marwayne. What started off years ago as a necessity on her family farm has become a welcomed adaptation.
I played around with it, and we found something that worked for our calves, and used them for a few years there. And then I decided it was time to start selling them. So my mom's maiden name, my granny's last name is Mouley, M-O-U-L-Y. And so I named them Mouley hoods. And
since the cold weather rolled in, demand for her Mouley calf hoodies has shot up. While Seville has her vet assistant studies under her belt, she's been playing catch-up with orders for calf hoodies as producers seek to keep their little guys warm.
Went on Facebook and put an ad on Facebook end of January, and we had 35,000 hits in 2 weeks. So
Saville's Mooly Hood has become an internet sensation. Her family has been pitching in as they try to meet the hot demand. Calves with frostbitten ears may not fetch the best prices at sales in the fall.
I've been staying up till 3 in the morning a lot of nights just doing it just to get orders done, to get everybody, because lots of people are phoning and they're calving already and they want them now.
And so the lost art of sewing is alive and well on the family farm.
I think they still teach it in Marwayne School. They still have home ec.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Center. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Center with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
That's your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, playoff time is here for Holy Rosary's basketball teams. The women's Squad A young group with a few key leaders head into the 3A zones with cautious optimism of a provincial berth. Josh Ryan has more.
Mixing 7 brand new players into a roster is a challenge, but it's one that the Holy Rosary Raiders, led by their 3 grade 12 athletes, have met head on this season.
Makes a big difference. It's not just the grade 12s. It's those grade 11s and 10s that are familiar with the program make a world of difference in building girls' confidence, in warming, welcoming kind of attitude, and staying intense and focused and on the task at hand.
Mixed results in tournament play have helped the team to learn quickly.
Those are tournaments, they're learning experiences, but at the same time they are an eye-opener for what we need to be at that next competitive level.
Through that, they've also developed solid chemistry on and off the court.
I'm not going to ever play with these girls ever again, and I love these grade 10s. I really got to know them well, so I'm sad about that.
The Raiders are ranked 9th in Alberta and 1st in their zone, but they can't afford an off day against the upcoming competition.
You never want to say that it's a sure thing, because it's not. It's why you play the game, right? We do have the #1 seed in our zone for a reason, but you got to play and you got to show up the day of and compete. So if our heads are in it and our bodies are willing, we will give ourselves a great shot.
Not being too concerned about going in first or where we're ranked or getting ahead of ourselves with thinking about provincials. We got to focus one game at a time and really just make sure we play our style of basketball.
And in order to play their style of basketball, they will need strong starts, especially at the beginning of third quarters.
It takes a while for us to restart, so that's what we really need to focus on, I think.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
All right, take a look at your weather. Once again, take a look at other current temperatures. -14 for us here in Lloydminster, -13 in Vermilion, as well as in Vegreville, -11 in Edmonton, -12 in St. Paul, -10 Bonnyville, -11 in Lac La Biche, and Cold Lake, -10 also in Provost, and -11 down in Wainwright, -11 in Macklin, -13 in Maidstone, -14 in North Battleford, -12 in St. Walburg, -9 in Meadow Lake, -10 in Pierceland, -12 Green Lake, and -9 in Isle La Crosse. Take a look at some other temperatures around the region. My thing's frozen as once again as I did. Nope, there we go. -12 in La Loche there, -12 Buffalo Narrows, -10 in La Ronge, -8 in Wollaston Lake, -6 in South End, -7 in Flin Flon, -11 in Grand Prairie, -12 in Peace River, -5 in Fort McMurray, and -9 in Slave Lake there. -1 down south in southern Alberta, -1 in Lethbridge, -6 in Medicine Hat, -10 in Calgary, -1 out in Banff, -12 in Coronation there, -9 out in Kindersley, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Regina, and Estevan, and -11 in Yorkton. Now, I did mention earlier on that we are going to see possibility of some snow, 50% chance there, as we're going to have it in Friday morning into the daytime tomorrow, which we'll show in a graphic just in a little bit here. But for us tomorrow, -10s in Lloydminster, Maidstone, and Marwayne, St. Walburg. -9 for us in the Vermilion, Wainwright, Provost, Macklin areas. -7s in St. Paul, Bonnyville, Cold Lake. -5 up in Lac La Biche. -6 in Edmonton. -8 in Vegreville, and -9 also down in Provost, and Macklin, as well as I also mentioned. Take a look at that snow accumulation as we head into Friday. As you can see there's that graphic there heading into the Saturday. It should be tailing off Friday evening. It should be periods of light snow, but the majority of it's going to come in the morning / early afternoon parts. As we kind of see on the Sunday there by 3 o'clock, it's going to be closer to 3 centimeters as we're expecting from Environment Canada. So there is still going to be some snow out there, but nothing too crazy, just that light snow that could accumulate up to 3 centimeters worth. Take a look at the next 7 days for the forecast here. -8 on Saturday, all sunshine there as they get ready to take on they get ready to do the polar plunge and battle the badges, of course, in the afternoon. -7 on Sunday with some sun and cloud mix. -2 on Mondays, gets warmer. 50% chance of some rain on Tuesday with cloud coverage there at +1 though, with a daytime low there of -11. And then zeros across the board on Wednesday, Thursday with sun and cloud mix. Very, very warm days are ahead. We're gonna have another rough weekend in terms of just the snow on the Friday, but that's just the least of the worries as we're not in any extreme cold warnings. Thank goodness for that, but we'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break. All right, so we asked our question of the day. What was your first car, and what are some memories that you have of it? There's a lot of people commented on here. One woman wrote a 2000 Chevy Malibu, and she was pregnant with her daughter. And the definition of a piece of work, I'm sure, as all our first cars were a piece of work as well. My first car was a 1988 Chevy Beretta.
Chevy Beretta.
Yeah, I'm not a car person, but
I don't know if I know what a Beretta looks like.
So one wrote 1974 Ford Mustang was one.
Cool.
Sold it to a friend, so she got some money out of it, selling it to a friend there. A 2006 Kia Magenta, his favorite memory was it died outside of Maidstone after going through a major rainstorm, and then it sold 4 months later.
There you go.
Everyone has memories of their first car. I don't know if I would say I have any memories in mind. Mine maybe just be like my first road trip with it, or my first, just the first time driving in for years. So maybe just my first trip ever driving on my own to Second Cup, and that was it.
Just the fact that you got to be driving on your own. I think with mine, it was just I drove it basically till it was dead, and it died on the way to a final in university. So it was not the best way to end. But
did you get to the final?
Yeah, I got to the final, and some really nice guy just kind of towed my car off the road, and that was it. So
that was it. Well, if you want to share some memory, let us know on Facebook. But let's get to our pets of the day, as it's our favorite time. This is Blue.
Fitting with those very blue eyeballs.
Yes, very beautiful blue eyes there. Up next we have Fritz, submitted by Rosalind. Very, very adorable. Next we have Millie.
Millie
submitted
Sleepy.
there by Liz. Sleepy kitty, very adorable. Next we have Tokyo, submitted by Janessa there. And last but not least, we have Demi and Hank, submitted there by Mike. If your pet was shown on today, you are automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card, which we're giving away tomorrow.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.